Allow me to share a meditation with you. The question is, what has gone missing? What is lacking? What's the source of our discontent? Aristotle identified happiness as the end, goal, or telos of human life. If Aristotle's right, we are in fact bound, hand and foot, to this end. The telos, happiness, would then be an irresistible prompting, whether it resulted in alcoholism, this pursuit of happiness, or in the compulsive pursuit of status, or the search for self-improvement or enlightenment. These would all be substitutes on the way to happiness, with the assumption that happiness is not already at hand, kind of like the kingdom of God, whether that's at hand or in the future. The price paid in the process would be discontent, the experience of deficiency or lack, and only because the telos, happiness, has us wholly in its grip is there discontent. And we can unpack happiness variously: comfort, ease, peace, well-being. I would only qualify the word happiness in this way. I would say that it's ontological happiness, abiding happiness, a happiness grounded in reality, in permanence. And it's only this, really, this permanence, that's at issue. So I opened this meditation by asking what has gone missing. The suggestion is that for a time, now past, we knew ontological happiness more intimately, less fleetingly, more reliably, and, by and large, very commonly, for the most part, most of us did know this as children. Ralph Waldo Emerson once observed that, quote, "Infancy is the perpetual Messiah which comes into the arms of fallen men and pleads with them to return to paradise." Now, most of us as children experienced the enchantment of the world. We enjoyed the sense of being immersed in something beautiful and nameless. We knew the richest moodedness of place, a sublime density of experience. And if so, what went missing? What has deprived us of this enchantment? Was it that we changed, or that the nature of experience changed? And I would add a cautionary note here. To be very precise, what is at issue is not experience, but a non-experience. What made for the thickness or density of childhood experience was not an add-on, some additional experience, like an especially gorgeous tree, or an especially moving evening, or a beautiful face. It was the quality of experience in general. And this quality cannot be named or reduced to an object, as if absurdly to claim that objects then were somehow better. So I don't want to confuse experience proper, by which I mean a subject-object relation, with the quality that permeates experience, which doesn't rely on experience but permeates it, which exists in the absence of experience, and which cannot be identified or understood. And in this sense, it's a non-experience. So, childhood experience is, for our purposes here, speaking roughly, permeated by the sacred, the ineffability of that which is more than enough, and which in its sheer beauty breaks the heart. Beauty and love, they're akin. It's only the beauty that breaks the heart, you might say, that's worth mentioning. The broken heart, the love so intense that it hurts, that it overwhelms. The broken heart as what sustains and upbuilds, like a spiritual sung in a church. The songs of suffering that uplift by reaching so far into the depths, so far into love, that it breaks the heart. And real beauty, you might even say, always makes us cry. It's the depths that make for childhood enchantment, life as total immersion, life as complete openness and comfortable vulnerability. And perhaps no one knows heartbreak like a child. So, to return to Emerson, how could childhood or infancy be the perpetual Messiah? Well, it could be because it provides us with the existential memory of living without memory, of living without the dead weight of the past, and without the stories of memory and knowledge that stricken every experience. The experience which in itself is wholly new and intoxicating in its freshness, strickens it with familiarity, a false familiarity, a false assimilation to stale concepts, old aversions and fears, and that drains everything of its color and intrinsic music. Children don't live their lives out of elaborate belief systems, ideologies, fixed notions, deep-seated fears and aversions. They have yet to become afraid of life. They have yet to dress up the present in the ill-fitting garments of the past. As Emerson observed, the everything of the present moment, when this present moment is not beheld with perpetually fresh eyes, the eyes of a child. Without that, it's only the dead weight of the past. Emerson calls the world, quote, a cipher, an absence or zero, which we create according to our notions, our pet beliefs and prejudices, our pleasures and pains, all of the past which we unwittingly carry forward to bore ourselves to death, to render the perpetual creation of every moment, everywhere, a tiresome repetition and an ordeal. There's no bringing hackneyed concepts or tired memories full of longing and fear to bear upon what Emerson called, quote, the miraculous in the common. Childhood enchantment, this perpetual Messiah, is the miraculous. Childhood doesn't witness, look on. It's the involvement in the miracle of creation by which everything is always new, new in its spiritual unfolding. It's the Big Bang that never stopped big banging. It's the oceanic. It's immersion in pure being, something Emerson also described. He wrote, Standing on the bare ground, my head bathed by the blithe air and uplifted into infinite space, all mean egotism vanishes, and I become a transparent eyeball. I am nothing. I see all. The transparent eyeball is immersed in being, not taking a precarious hold of it with the tongs of a concept or the cautiousness and particularity of fear. It's a childlike immersion, a trusting immersion. This is Patrick McCarty in Middleton, Wisconsin. My contact information is below the video.